country. I grew up on a hobby farm. My dad was a logger / truck driver, and we also had cattle, but they were his means to, if something broke down, he had the cattle for an insurance purpose. So I always had a desire to work with the cattle just because it had always been something I was familiar with.
My wife and I purchased our farm in 2004, wanting to live on a farm and raise our family there.
We began planning to rotational graze before we ever owned cattle, before we owned land, before we had children. We wanted to be responsible stewards of the land that we had, and we wanted to do something unique. We wanted to do something different than our neighbors were doing.
We purchased a heifer and a steer, and we pastured them around our farmstead. And when we bought the land, our farm, the land was in CRP. So we had to sit and wait on that until 2009 and figuring out what we wanted to do with the land, what would be the best use of it. In those years, we decided that we wanted to do a rotational grazing system because we didn't own farm machinery and we didn't want to grow commodity crops. So we installed in 2009 a rotational system, and we started grazing a commercial beef cow-calf herd on the place as we grew. We grew into that.
And the first year that we started grazing, we increased our forage production 25%. And that was an exciting thing for us, and that really gave us the impetus to keep trying this and continue and grow.
So in that, we would rotate the cows every 2-3 days, and this was working out fine. It was helping us meet our goals of improving soil and water quality while creating a good product. That kind of went on to today, where we decided that we wanted to get into grass-fed beef production. My wife came to me and said, "Why are you buying some corn and feeding these calves corn after we wean them? We don't raise that. Why should we be doing that? We need to raise grass-fed beef, and because that's what we want to eat, and that's what people want out there in the market."
And it allowed us to share our product with people that had never had grass-fed beef before. So while we were feeding our family beef that we had grown on the forages that we grew, where there once had been none, we were able to show people those areas, and they were tasting our beef, and they were seeing what we were doing, and they were really excited to see that where there once had been no grass, there now was some, and our cattle were growing and thriving, and we were eating a product that we were excited to eat, and they were excited to share. And where there had been no interest in knowing that information, there now was, and they were excited to learn and to pass that information on. And that fact of having kids and animals is really fun for our kids, because our kids have a desire to farm or to do something. They have this experience so that they're familiar with it. They've got a little foot in the door, as it were, if they decide to do this later on. So being able to raise the kids in the country is just, it's amazing. You know where they're at. You know what they're doing, staying busy. You know if they're bored, you can keep them busy.
Where else do they know exactly where their food came from? They raised it from birth, and they know exactly what's on their plate, and they know it's good.